What's going on, everybody? It's your man Overtime. We got here in the boat shop. I announced to you guys today in the short that we're going to be doing some new things going into the new year. Well, today we're going to start getting those things ready. So, first thing we're going to do is get the arrows. So, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I use and what we're switching over to. Alright guys, with that being said, let's get into this episode. Alright, in past episodes, probably 2-3 years ago, I talked about the new arrows I was going to start using, which were the micro LTs killing sticks, and these things, they were great. Nothing to say about, nothing bad to say. I think every single one of them passed through even when I hit deer in the shoulders. But new year, new product, time to try some new things. So with that, we're going to go ahead and be switching over to Black Eagle first. This is what we're going to be trying. I'm not going to say switching over yet. We're going to be trying these first. The Black Eagle X Impact. Why the Black Arrow X Impact? Because they are pretty much as close as we can get to these Killing Stick Micro LTs. Now, Killing Stick Micro LTs, 4mm. X Impact, 4mm. So here we go, right here. This is the X Impact that I did yesterday on film, giving you guys live view of everything that goes through, from the fletching to putting the knot, the outserts, and everything on the inside to get it to just about the same weight as we got here. Now, my Kill Stick Micro LTs, 385s. My Black Eagle X Impact fully set up, 386. So 1 grain, not gonna make that big of a difference. Should fly the same, shouldn't have to make any changes to my sight. Maybe at like 100 yards, maybe a little bit. That's about it. So with that, here we go, side by side these new arrows. Now we're going to dive into assembling these Black Eagle X Impacts and giving you little tits and tats of what you got to do to get it all the way down from start to finish. So you know the saying, measure 10 times, cut once. Well, I already did the measurements for you. Now I'm just going to give it to you. Alright guys, let's go ahead and head over to this table and get this stuff built. Alright, so right here we got a full uncut Black Eagle X Impact arrow, 4mm, ready to go. Now we get them out of the box. From end to end, it is 32 inches exact. With the knock, it's 32.5. Now, again, I've already did this process. So I put my bow on the drawing board. Now you can put a bow on the drawing board, crank it back until you can see where you need it to be before, when the rest is all the way up, where you're gonna be. Then we're going to cut. That's where you want the arrow to end. You probably want, maybe, a lot of people say right up to the end of the rest. I like to give it just a little bit of space, you know, just in case the string starts to stretch or whatever, and you're in the tree, you get that little extra pull. You don't want your outserts, when you're shooting these, they have outserts to rise up on the rest and give you a shot, a wonky release. So I went on to measure it out. For me, what I need my arrows cut to, I need them cut to 30 and 3/4 inch, so 30 inches and 3/4. Now the outsert itself is another 1/2 inch. So when I did it, I pulled it back on the drawing board, it was at 30 1/4. Then I had to put the outsert on and pull it off and see how far it came down and then measure from there. So that was a 1/2 inch. So I did 30 1/4 plus a 1/2 inch, and I get 30 and 3/4. That way I'm perfect. I got, just like I said, a little bit of spot right there where the outsert is right before the rest, and it's not going to be wonky. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get this on this T-Bird arrow cutter and cut it down. I already got my thing preset. Then we go from there. We're going to go to figure out how much your weight is cut, how much the outserts weigh. They got these little attachments and stuff you can add to them to add weight, and what we need to do to get this arrow to weigh exactly what the last ones did. Alright guys, let's get to it. Alright, so now we got the arrow cut, measure out to the right length. Now we're going to move on to the end. So at the end, we're going to put an outsert. Now, we got 2 different outserts here. Almost same size, but just a little different. One of them a little longer than the other. Now, the longer one is actually lighter than this one. So one is stainless steel and the other one is aluminum. Now, the weights of these vary. So this one here, the aluminum, My 42 grains stainless steel is 84 grain. Now, also with these, you can put them on bare with just those outserts on the outside, or you could put the stainless steel outsert, which is 28, and this is 8 grain. There's a little screw, which is also another 8 grain. So for me, like I said, I want to get to 380 grain, so I end up 386. The arrow with the knock, with the lighter knock and fletchings was 328. Then I get the aluminum and add the aluminum insert. I put it in, drop the screw. That's 16 on top of 42, and that'll give me 58. So that's 2 grains shorter than the outserts I usually use, which are 80. But when I put everything together with the glue and everything, it ended up at 386. So again, we're gonna do that together, assemble it all, show you guys the scale, so you guys see I'm not BSing you. Then we're gonna have our full setup. So we're gonna go ahead and get this outsert assembled together first. So again, we got the little 8 grain screw, 8 grain insert, along with the 42 grain outsert. So go ahead and shoot that right up in the middle. I'm gonna drop the screw down in there. Take an Allen key. What is that? That is. I can't read what size it is, but get the Allen key in there. That matches that nut. And just screw it on in there. We got that outsert assembled. We're gonna go ahead and start fletching get our arrow fletched. Get this glue together, then we have a complete arrow. Alright, so we're going to start the fletching process. Before we do the fletching process, I always take my acetone, wet a paper towel, and clean the ends of my shafts. That way we get a solid bond between the fletching and the glue. Now, the acetone is just like working the primer. They also say you can run the acetone right down the vein to make sure it's got a nice clean base, so when you run the glue on there, it'll stick and adhere it best. But alright, so I use the Bitzenberger Bitzenberger Fletchmaster. So Dollar Fletchmaster. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my fletchings here. I'll be right back. Alright, so my fletching of choice is the AAE Hybrid Max. So there you go. Hybrid Max on this side. Boom, got my own logo. Outdoors at Overtime. Oh, can we get that in there? There we go. Outdoors at Overtime, baby. So since these are hunting, my hunting colors are always 2 white, 1 red. So the cock feather fang is gonna be the red. That's when it's always going to be pointing up. Now, in a world when everybody's going 3 fletch, 4 fletch, 5 flex, 6 flex, all these extra fletchings, I'm going to stick with the old school 3. And I do red and white. Red is so I know which one is going to be up, and the white is going to get a good blood color, coat of blood after the shot, so I can tell what kind of shot it is. So I'm going to go ahead and dab my glue up. Go ahead and put it on here. I use the AAE Max Bond glue. Never used the primer pen. Never had a problem. These will stick just fine. Great. Give me a little dab, 3 little dabs. And go back and dab it on down. Make sure I got my cock feather, the fletching jig set with the cock feather up. So this is going to be the top one. And make sure it's seated all the way down in there. Push it back. And I'm going to push it down. Make sure it's getting a good bind. Then we'll let it sit for a little bit. Take it off. Rotate, repeat. Alright, got it all fleshed up, ready to go. Now we'll go ahead and move to the front. Get this outsert put on here. clean up all the glue. While I got the bond already gone, I'm going to put one on the other one, on the second one. So I always make 3 arrows for hunting and 3 arrows for practice. And those are ones I rotate through. And I have extra if something go wrong, I can always make more. So let's go ahead and get started on this outsert. Alright, so what I use for my inserts, outserts is JB Weld or Gorilla Glue, whatever. But the 5-minute quick epoxy works great. Put some on the outside. Make sure we get some down the inside there. Take my outsert. Get some of this on the outside so I make sure it's secure. That insert, when it slide down in there. Make sure we got that pushed down up on there. Take my napkin, roll it around the outside. You can do this with a Q-tip. Alright, so here we go. We're going to see this final number. There we go. My original arrows is 380, 385, these 388. So we got it up on the draw board. Drawing all the way back. Both string stoppers are touching. And as you can see, there's just enough space between that outsert and that vapor trail rest that we're going to be able to let go, release, get clearance, and not affect my shot, baby. There's a full arrow, 388. The other one was 386. So that 2 grain fluctuation ain't gonna make much difference. You know what I mean? That's 1 or 2 minute. Could be I put more glue in here than the last one, more glue on the fletchings than the last one. Who knows? This is the old nocturnal knot. Could have blood. See, you got blood and stuff dried up in there. It could be anything. No way. That little bit of grain ain't nothing but a grain of salt. So, alright guys, that's going to be it for this episode. Ready to go out there and get these flying into something. Still got time left in season. Going to go to New Jersey where season's extra long. Might smack some does. Might try to get out and get a doe here in Indiana on a bonus tag here on New Year's. So, we shall see. But other than that, guys, there you have it. That being said, we're going to conclude this episode. We're going to wrap it as always. But first, we want to say appreciate you guys for tuning in and following. Thank you guys for all your loyal supporters. Hitting those subscribe buttons, giving us a thumbs up, leaving comments, all that stuff helps. And stay tuned for more. Like I said, we had the Black Eagle arrows. We did that. Next, we're going to come out and put the GI8X Vapor Trail integrated rest on the PSC Evo XF. And then after that, we're going to get out and shoot these Evolution broadheads they sent me and see how that goes. So anything else you guys want me to try I'm not partnering with, leave down in the comments. Who knows, you might get your wish. Alright guys, with that being said, I don't think there's nothing else left. It's 2:42. I gotta work out at 3 o'clock, so I'm gonna go ahead and get changed and get to the gym. But with that being said, we're gonna sign as always with love, peace, Afro grease. Peace.